2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Inaloo or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
Wake up.
Get to the morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jody and Hazy on Nova.
Time now, Jodes, to chat to someone who is one of the all-time greats. He will walk into the Hall of Fame when he's eligible, and that is Tom Hawkins. And look, you know me, I'm a footy fan.
Footy nerd.
Footy nerd. Mm-hmm. You know, if you're a footy fan, then you love this man, even if you really, really have watched the Cats destroy your team over the years.
Yes. Can we say good morning to Tom? Are you there, Tom?
I'm here, guys. Thank you for the nice words.
Oh, that's okay. Do you want to know something really creepy? So, Hazy and I were just talking about you on air before, and he just reeled off all your stats off the top of his. He's a footy reporter, but just off the top of his head, which I don't know whether to say that's impressive or just a little bit stalkerish and creepy.
Well, it is nice to know that you have an impact outside of Geelong on people and that they can remember those things, because I think as a player you are generally loved by your team and your supporters and members, but it's not always the case, or you don't have the same love reciprocated when it comes to other environments and states. So that's very nice to hear.
I just want to know as well, Tom. I feel like as well, and it's probably a show of respect. You certainly would get some feedback from the Port Adelaide crowd when you used to play at Adelaide Oval,
goodness.
And that's probably because you were so damn good. Could you hear that? Did you embrace it?
Look, there was many things, particularly being a full forward and the way I played, I sat out of the goal square unashamedly. I would be close to the cheer squad at each end of whoever we were playing, whatever ground. So I heard some things over my time, not necessarily just from Port Adelaide, but lots of other clubs as well. One of my favourite ones, and it's nothing that ever crossed the border, but I got married one year the week before the start of the season, and we played Collingwood a couple of weeks later. We got married. The next day, our car got stolen out the front of our house that had my wife's wedding dress in it. So it hit the news for one reason or another, and one of the Collingwood cheer squad members yelled out at some point in a bit of a lull during the game that he had my wife's wedding dresses, which I thought was very, very good. So it's always stuck with me. That and a few other things that I won't repeat on air.
What about when you thought he was joking? You looked over, Tom, and he's actually wearing it.
He's wearing. I know. I didn't see any signs of it, so I have to take it as tongue in cheek. But you never quite know.
Now, Tom, as a Cyclone hurtles towards the Gabba for the opening round of the AFL season, it got us thinking about you playing down at Geelong, and there must have been times when you questioned your commitment to the club and for the decision to actually live in Geelong, because it would have been bloody freezing down there and it would have pelted down. How did you feel running out into the ground on days like that?
Yeah, look, it was something. Those sort of days I won't miss when I'm sitting by the fire if I'm not with Fox Footy, sitting by the fire and watching the Cats play. But look, it's one of the great parts of and unique parts of our game is that we play during the winter. We don't necessarily see weather events that we're seeing up in Brisbane this weekend or overseas where it snows at other venues and other games. So
yeah.
We have played in some pretty awful conditions, but you know what? As a player, you prepare yourself and you don't necessarily feel the cold unless it is a combination of wind, rain, and a freezing cold day, which we've had a few of those in Geelong.
Hey, Tom, life now outside of footy, of course. You have joined the Fox Footy commentary team. We're looking forward to what you've got to say because you are very, very broadly loved. But how is it transitioning to retirement? Have you done it with ease?
Dad to 3 girls as well.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm loving the transition. There's no regrets about my decision not to play on for this season. I just physically couldn't. I think mentally I could absolutely, but physically I think the game got to a point where it was just a little bit past me, and I got an injury halfway through the year, which meant that I wasn't able to come back and play at AFL level. So I'm really comfortable with the decision. I'm loving life away from the football club. Certainly I miss it, don't get me wrong, and there's going to be some periods throughout the year where I really wish I was back in that environment, but I'm loving it. I'm working a couple of days a week at Nutrient Ag Solutions, so I'm out on the road today. I've got my Fox footy, and I'm also doing some work at the Cats. Very much a part-time role, but just helping out where I can. So there's lots on. I've got to fit my family, which is a priority this year. Certainly while I'm changing and transitioning out of careers, it's a wonderful time to be able to spend with them. So been on a couple of holidays and really, really enjoying it.
And Tom, one of the most wholesome videos you'll ever see, if you want to jump on Tom Hawkins' Instagram, is when you told one of your all of your girls that you were retiring, and she burst into tears. That was the cutest.
I know. Our eldest, she's very emotional, Arabella, and she's got to the age now where she's 8 years of age, and she's just starting to understand and maybe even use Dad playing for the Cats as a bit of a bargaining tool in the playground.
Perfect.
So
Yep.
she probably feels like that's no longer, and that now she has a sort of washed-up old dad that comes into school pick-up and drop-off each week in his farm clothes. So I totally respect that from her point of view, but they've been along for the ride over the last 8 years of Belle's life and lived through my career and put a lot in. So it's certainly going to be a change for them as well, but I think they're enjoying having me around a bit more.
Hey, Tom, just before we let you go, there is one question I want to ask you. How would the players be feeling in a situation where Andrew Dillon is saying maybe we'll wait and see, versus I think Brisbane has already come out and said we'll call it off now? Of course, we're talking about Cyclone Alfred potentially hitting the Gabba on Thursday night. If you were playing, what would you want to know? Would you want to call it off right now? Or would you be happy to wait around?
Look, I think first and foremost, they'll want to know as soon as they have the information at the AFL level in terms of whether the game's going ahead, whether it's going to be postponed for a couple of days, or whether in fact that they just reschedule it completely. The only thing I will say is that coming off the back of COVID, players are so adaptable for change in scheduling. I don't think that was the case once upon a time, but I think that players are happy enough to move and be agile as decisions are made. So the one positive out of the COVID era of football is that will transfer into something like this that we're seeing, which unfortunately, I think it's poised to go one way or the other. My gut feel is that the game may change, but I think that we'll get some more clarity on that today, because obviously Geelong will travel up there tomorrow. But yeah, who knows? It's such a disappointing event that may have to be changed as the season opener of 2025.
Well, Tom, you mentioned school pickup there. I'm sure there's a few school mums that would be more than happy to see you picking up the kids. But thank you so much for joining us this morning. We can't wait to see you on Fox Footy.
Thank you, guys. Not in my current state, but I'm loving being able to do it. Thanks,
Nice.
guys, for having me.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Tom.
We love local. And we love when local sports teams in particular do well. And the Thunderbirds, boy, oh boy, they're going through a bit of a purple patch.
Well, going for the three-peat this year, aren't they? They've won back-to-back premierships, and a very real possibility they could do it again.
History making too if they get a three-peat.
Wouldn't it be?
I believe, am I right in saying, not just for the club, I don't think there's ever been a three-peat before,
I don't
has there?
think anyone's ever done it before, no.
In Super Netball history.
Yeah. Oh, good
Oh
one.
my gosh, look at me go.
Look at you go.
M. Beaton told me that at
Oh,
Channel 7.
Yeah. So Thunderbirds, Saturday, 5th of April, grand final replay against the Vixens. Cannot wait for the netball to get started. But they had the season launched the other night, and the Jamaican girls were there.
Yeah.
Didn't know they all lived together.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
How's that for a household?
Wouldn't that be fun?
There'd be a lot going on.
Yeah, and they speak in their native tongue, which is obviously Jamaican. And apparently at training, they're not adverse to ripping into each other as well.
That's good. In native tongue.
Yes.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I love that for
Yeah,
them.
because you don't offend everyone else around you, but you're specifically going after the person that you're going after. That's a beautiful recipe.
Isn't that fun?
You spoke to, firstly, Latanya Wilson.
Yes.
On who has the most fun with all the girls.
Who's had the most fun in the off-season?
The Jamaicans. We dance for everything. Shami and I have been doing a lot of TikTok, and we're trying to get Melda on board as well, so it's quite nice.
Girls are all over TikTok, are they?
Oh, they love it. Yeah.
They'd be good at the dances.
But I love that Romelda's a little bit older and she's got a toddler, so she's like tapped out of the TikTok. She's like, I want no part of it. But the other two, check them out on TikTok. Have they got some moves? So good.
So Romelda Aiken is, 36 years old, so she's a bit more mature.
She is.
Maybe she's on to the next phase of her life.
Perhaps.
But she certainly does love it in Adelaide.
What is it about Adelaide that you love?
For me, I guess it's having the connection with my Jamaican peeps. It's nice to come home and be able to speak our own language, and just the family environment of everyone taking care of everyone.
If she's not the mother of the group, then I'm not reading the room.
Exactly right, Andrew Hayes. Do you know your netball by now?
Oh, my gosh.
It's like rubbing off vicariously on you.
And to finish off, can we get a little piece of gold from Shamira Sterling?
Yes, please.
One of the great, if not the greatest defender of all time.
Oh. So how would you say Adelaide Thunderbirds for the three-peat in 2025?
No, but long time I don't see you. Wagwan. So that means no, but what's up? I haven't seen you in a while. What's up?
Oh, she could be insulting our family. She could be saying all sorts of things, but God damn it sounds cool. It sounds so cool.
I don't think there are words that could come out of that woman's mouth that wouldn't sound cool.
100%. Good luck to the Thunderbirds this year.
Yeah.
You will watch Can you guarantee that you will watch every second available of Thunderbirds action this year?
I've penciled in 2 interstate trips.
Wow.
To go and see them play the Mavericks and the Vixens later in the year.
That is top shelf fandom.
Isn't it?
Go T-Birds.
God, I'm sad.
As we always say.
Warning, the following segment is for mature audiences only and may contain adult content, graphic language and nudity. Not that you'll see it. If easily offended, well, you're about to find out just how easily.
Your father, he's on the naughty list.
Jody and Hazy's Naughty at 6:40.
Naughty.
Yeah, that's right. The Naughty at 6:40. It's a chance for us to be just a little bit blue, a little bit risque. Before we straighten up, we wholesome it up after 7 o'clock.
Certainly. 7 o'clock is the cutoff.
Yeah.
For wholesomeness.
Got one for you, Juds.
Go on.
Why do I love this stuff so much?
I don't know.
Why?
Because...
Is it a bloke thing?
It 100% is a bloke thing because us women don't get it. But anyway, proceed.
Okay. A giant painting of a penis has mysteriously appeared on top of a school roof in Berlin.
Don't afford that.
The one... Hey, it wasn't me who gave the round of applause.
Wasn't it?
It was the audience.
Okay.
The 100-foot-long drawing appears to have been graffitied on the flat roof of a school, causing a stir among locals and internet users alike. Of course, this thing's huge. It's giant.
Mm-hmm.
The artwork, and this was a statistic that really tickled me. The artwork, which is a staggering 161 times larger than the average erect penis of 13 centimetres, is very much visible almost from space.
Okay. Oh, is it?
What do you guys think of that? Oh, they do like it.
Okay, so it is definitely a male thing because it would never occur to me. What about you, producer Molly? Just to sit there when I doodle, to doodle the doodle.
Oh, there you go. Now you're getting in the spirit of things.
It would be like
Doodling doodles.
doing boobs.
I know. Yeah, it would be like us
That's
sitting
funny.
here and going like that. Like, there you go, there's some boobs.
Nice jokes. That's awesome. Well done, Zay. They love it.
No one understands it. No one. You would have, oh my God, you would have drawn some penises in your time.
Do you know, is it super bad? Is the movie super bad? Mm-hmm. What is it with guys, and particularly young guys? That's literally probably all I did during high school. And my TER, like my final year 12 mark, was so awful. That's because there wasn't a class about drawing dicks. Okay?
You were just
if there was.
Excuse me, you were just unlucky with the curriculum, weren't you?
100%, because if there was, it would have been top 1 percentile for pictures of erectile.
I need to know. I need to know now.
I need to know.
I need to know. I need to know.
What's in the news today?
I need to know this.
Here's what you need to know. What you need to know with Jody and Hazy.
Cyclone watch. What about this? Coinciding with the opening round of the AFL, Cyclone Alfred is hurtling towards the coast. And the Brisbane Lions are saying, hey, if you're going to call off this opening round match, can you do it sooner rather than later? So, I mean, what are they waiting for? What are the AFL waiting for? The boys to turn up to the Gabba when it's like torrential rain and the winds are 130 k's an hour?
What's Andrew Dillon going to do? Like go into the centre of the pitch, like lick his finger, put it in the air and be like...
It's a bit windy.
Nah, not today, I don't think. Let's go home.
Oh, doesn't that seem ludicrous?
It does seem very, very strange. Here is Andrew Dillon on the situation.
The Lions are working towards that, as are Geelong and as are the AFL and Channel 7.
The Lions are very, very clear. They don't want to do it. They want to call it off right now, which is completely fair enough.
But doesn't it take you back to when you were like an 8-year-old kid and you know the weather's going to be bad for your Saturday morning sport? And you're like, I just don't want to, and especially for netball, playing in Hobart, Tasmania, when it was, minus 4 degrees.
And you push through, wouldn't you?
And you had to wear a dress. And the only thing that would save you was lightning. That was the only...
Yeah.
But that absolute... The AFL players must feel that too. Dread running out there when it's awful.
Well, the thing about it now is, though, the grounds are so good, and the AFL players wouldn't experience this because the turf is so good that they're not really slipping over. But spare a thought for us amateurs back in the day.
Yeah.
Jeez, I tell you what, the Ponderosa, come June... And every sample ground as well, I reckon except for Noarlunga, every sample ground come June would just be, there'd be a pocket or one particular area where it's just an absolute bog.
You must have had days. Did you wear the long sleeves too when it was really cold?
No.
You
No.
never
There was
did?
only one bloke that I knew of that wore a long sleeve at Centrals. 2 blokes, actually.
Right.
I reckon Daniel Shell did it for a little bit and Lee Westhoff. That was the brother of Justin Westhoff.
Okay.
Yeah, great family.
You would have been like, there is no way I'm not putting these guns on display
100%.
for any of the females that bother to turn up to the Ponderosa.
Spot on.
If they're going to pay their $8 admission, I'm going to give them a gun show.
Well, that's where I met Cara. I didn't meet her at the Ponderosa. Crazy scenes. But we spoke about this off air yesterday, I think, Jodes.
Yeah.
Just the fact that I didn't want to be that wet weather guy, but I knew that I needed to be because it suited the way that I played, and that was a dour defender with no skill.
Absolutely no skills.
So I had no choice but to really embrace awful conditions.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a rock star, but I didn't have enough skill.
Did you at least have a nice shower or a spa in the change rooms afterwards when you got absolutely soaked?
Yeah, and you look at your fingers and your toes being like, these even work anymore.
Yeah. Do these digits even function?
All good though.
Yeah.
Got them heated up, went to Havy, had a couple of beers and then enjoyed the night. Havy's still around.
Yeah. Well, it hasn't closed. No,
No,
it's still
well-
there on Hutt Street.
Marble Bar closed.
Yeah, well, yeah, you probably had that thing shut down with your behaviour.
Maybe.
You and your mate Lee.
Yeah.
Jesus.
There you go. So it's not going to go ahead. There you go. Prediction right now, it's not going to go ahead.
You're calling it now.
Calling it now.
Do you want to let Andrew Dillon know?
All right. I'll buzz him. I send him a text. He never writes back. Jody and Hazy on Adelaide's Nova 919. Quick heads up as well. If you want an exclusive invitation to what will be the best party in town, keep it locked.
Jody and Hazy, song.
Because that's what you do in this space. You're an anxious little mess.
Okay. That's not quite the intro that I was anticipating here. Do you want to explain how this competition works, or are you just going to sit over there in your gloating little space?
Well, I will continue to gloat in this space, but let's bring in producer Molly. Give us the nuts and bolts, please, producer Molly.
Firstly, I feel like Mum and Dad are fighting. Are we okay?
7:40.
I'm happy.
Every week.
I'm happy. It's
No.
one way.
No.
What do you mean?
No, Mum's annoyed because Dad's being arrogant.
We'll sort it out off air.
Okay.
Okay, so how this works is we bring you all your favourite fresh hits and throwbacks, but they are orchestralised. We've got 2 listeners on the line. We're going to find out who they're playing for.
Tegan from Williamstown, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, who are you choosing, Tegan?
Hazy.
Yes, Tegs.
Just hurts my soul. Okay, good luck, Tegan. Paige
Thank
from
you.
Andrews Farm, good morning, Paige.
Morning, guys.
Did you get me by default, or did you actually actively choose me?
I was going to go for you anyway, Jody.
I don't
thanks,
believe
Paige.
you, Paige.
Thank you, Paige. I appreciate it.
I was.
Thank you.
I swear.
All right.
All right, we ready to go? Mm-hmm. Hey, can we get a bit of a flavour this week? Are they hard, easy? What do we reckon?
Ooh, I think you'll be okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Because we haven't been okay previously when you said we've been okay. Right, first song, let's go. It's the monkey playing.
Jody, taste good Sabrina Carpenter.
Correct.
Oh, that's good. Man, all I could concentrate was the monkey playing the cymbals. Can you hear him? Look at him go. Amazing. No, well done, Joe. Woo. It's a really electric start from you.
All right.
Wow.
I've
Okay.
been known to blow a 1-0 lead.
Okay.
Stop being so negative, Jody.
Okay, here we
I
go.
had it myself.
Hazy. Avicii, Wake Me Up.
Ew.
friends.
Yeah.
How'd you know that? How'd you know it when it glitched as well?
Yeah, there was a glitch, wasn't there? I think I had it before then. I just work well under pressure. But now there's less pressure. Actually, there's still as much pressure. It's 1-1, Jodes. Ooh, jeez. Your attitude has changed.
Comes down to this.
Very goodness. I'm really nervous. My eyes actually found it.
Can you stop being
Why do we take this so seriously?
I don't know. But it
I
means
really
a lot.
want to win, but I know if I do win, you will be shitty for the rest of the day. Okay? So it's like, which way do you want to go? Which way do you want to go?
Mate?
All right,
Okay.
here we go.
Yep.
Last one. I know. Hazy. One Republic.
Yep.
Counting Stars.
It is.
Do you know why you really lucked out with this one, Jodes?
Why?
Because this is my son's favourite song.
Is it?
And we play it a hell of a lot.
Cool story, bro. Okay. Well done, Tegan from Williamstown. Well done. Congratulations. You win the Wallace Cinema
Thank you.
Pass.
Yeah.
Good. Do you want to speak to Tegan because you just won for her, or are you just sitting over there gloating?
Tegan, first question. What shall we watch at Wallace Cinemas? It's up to you.
I have no idea. Probably something the kids will pick.
Okay, sure.
Well done, Tegan. Apologies to you again, Paige. I'm so sorry.
All good, Paige.
That's okay. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
But you would have chosen
Thank you.
you would have chosen Jodes anyway, right?
Yes, still would have.
Okay. All right. I'm going to get out of here.
Harry Styles, because there's nothing this man can't do, did the Tokyo Marathon yesterday.
I did see that, and I'm not sure. Do I believe his splits and his times? I'm pretty sure he was doing like sort of 4-minute 50 splits.
No, it took him 3 hours and 30 minutes or something.
Yeah. So I think if you times that by 42, it's around about 3 hours and 30 minutes. I think he did sort of 4 minutes 50 splits. That's good. That's solid.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he wasn't walking it, that's for sure.
I did. Producer Molly and I agree on this. Could I be bothered to do a marathon? No chance.
Absolutely
Yeah.
not.
You're going to do one, aren't you?
I'm going to do one in June. I'm going to do it with a mate. The McLaren Vale Marathon. That's going to be my first marathon too, by the way.
You've never done one before?
No, I do enjoy running, and I do like running these 20K sort of. They're trots. They're genuine trots.
Gross.
When I say that, I think I've only done like 2 or 3 times. I'm making out like I do it 2 or 3 times a week. That's incorrect.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to it.
I'm a 3K max, and
Yeah.
that's sometimes a run walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said to me last time you did like 3Ks in 20 minutes. You're like, is that good? And I was like, the important thing is that you completed it.
Yeah. Marathon's not my thing. We did mention this before. Every household has a hero. Am I right? So
100%.
in ours, it's our fearless leader, Gregory. There's no question about that.
100%. He's unheralded.
Yeah. So he's taken to running at a place called Platform, and so it's it's one of those rooms where they dim the lights, they have the fluoros, and then it's like those really super fast treadmills. Anyway, the man is probably fitter than when he played ice hockey. Like, he's doing really, really well. And you and I, in particular, get a lot of messages about him visiting Zone 5, which is when your heart rate goes to sort of the top level.
Yes, and by all reports, particularly from Greg, there's not many people who get to Zone 5. And we've joked about the fact that he is the mayor of Zone 5.
Mayor of Zone 5. He reckons it's very, very lonely.
Owns a lot of property in Zone 5.
There's not a lot of real estate left in Zone 5 because he's bought it all up.
He's a property tycoon in Zone 5.
Exactly right. So he did the class yesterday, and as just a matter of passing, I said to him, did you see Jesse Trengove came top 10 in the Tokyo Marathon? And he goes, yeah, but I won the class this morning.
Yeah, there we go. Nice.
And then a hero comes along.
Yeah. Cop that, Jess.
I said, I'm sorry. So did you just compare running 5Ks in 20 minutes against 6 people to Jesse running 42 kilometres in 2 hours, 22 minutes and 56 seconds? Did you just do that? And he goes, looks at me proudly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Once again, the next step, I guess, is a race-off between Jess Stenson and your husband, Greg.
Oh, well, yeah.
What, sure.
Gregory v. Harry Styles. I think Harry's got him covered for sex appeal. Don't worry about that.
You reckon? And on the track as well.
When did you cave to a fashion trend? That's
Wait,
what
what?
we'll be talking about, because you are, at the moment, you remind me of one of those blokes, when they fall in love, they fall hard. You know
Yes.
what I mean? We've all met a bloke like that, haven't we, Producer Molly? They
Yes.
just fall in love so frequently, it's actually embarrassing.
Good on you, lads. For the lads in that category. I hear you, brother.
So you have fallen for a pair of shoes.
Yeah, big time.
Oh, man.
Now, who saw this relationship coming?
I didn't.
Very Romeo and Juliet, isn't it?
And when I first spotted you two together at a pub, the Line actually, in Melbourne Street, when we had a work lunch, and I saw it and I was doubled over in tears of laughter. Tears, I tell you, because you didn't just go the shoes, but you went the accessories as well. You went the gibbets.
Yep.
They're the jewels.
It's like the cherry on top of the cake.
What has happened to you? Because no one saw this relationship coming.
I didn't see this relationship coming. If you see them, you're like, what are you talking about? I am in love with my Crocs. I am so aggressively in love with my Crocs. And I would have sat here a year ago being like, I will aggressively judge anyone who wears Crocs, particularly men over a certain age. And age is probably 5 or 6. I would like to wear my Crocs to work and to functions if I could.
You're not allowed to wear them to functions, and it's gotten so bad, your love affair with these Crocs, that whenever we have something serious that we have to do that involve clients at the station, I'm like, did you bring proper shoes?
You do say that.
Yeah.
I do have proper shoes in the back of my car
Okay.
for such occasions. But I don't know where this came from. I can tell you right now, if you're sitting there and maybe you're, I don't know, early 30s, mid-30s, maybe you're late 30s, like some of us, and you're thinking, do I give them a go? Just go for it. See what happens. To describe what's happening to my feet right now is...
Oh, no.
There is so much love-making happening. And it's beautiful. It's gorgeous love-making, and purely the Crocs are very much in control. They're driving it.
Right.
They are driving it.
So,
And my feet are just laying back being like, well, where was this 5 years ago?
oh, really?
Why were we denied such passion?
Are they that good? Because from an outsider who's not a Croc converter, it feels like if you wear Crocs, you've given up on yourself and you've given up on society.
Yeah, okay.
That's what it feels like from the outside.
Fair.
I'm open to be corrected here.
Fair.
But you do hear it with absolute ad nauseum, people saying, oh my God, they're the most comfortable thing I've ever worn.
100%. 13, 24, 10, when did you cave? Maybe it's not just for Crocs. Maybe it's for other fashion items as well.
But
maybe it could be in for anything.
But also, if you feel like you can talk me around to the Crocs, then I'm all ears.
Oh my gosh, I'm driving the Croc train. Are you a man who's almost middle-aged, maybe in your 30s, and you have recently jumped on board the Croc train? Because I'm driving this train.
Because previous to this, you were in a relationship with Birkenstocks.
Yes.
A fairly intense relationship, a long-term relationship.
That was a messy breakup.
Did you have it? Was there a crossover? Did you have an affair with the Crocs while you were in love with the Birkenstock?
I think that's exactly what happened.
Really?
Do you know what's really concerning for my wife? Is that she was the one who convinced me to get some Crocs. She's like, I reckon you'll like them for wearing them around the house. They're very comfortable. Next minute, I'm wearing them absolutely everywhere, and she's banning me from wearing them while I pick up the kids from school because of the other parents.
Does she have a pair of Crocs?
She has a pair of Crocs, but she genuinely only wears them around the house.
Has the genuine human decency to keep them inside her four walls. That's my kind of woman.
Yeah, so her feet only get made love to while she's at home. That's not good enough. Right now, Jodes, I'm telling you, what's happening to my feet is just quite outrageous. My feet are on the receiving end.
What if
boy, oh boy, they're satisfied.
What if you and those shoes have little Croc babies with little gibbets?
Yes. And gibbets
What
too,
if you
by the way.
procreate?
Look at my newest gibbet.
What's your
See
newest
my
gibbet?
newest gibbet?
Show me.
It's a Nova Boy. There is a new range of Nova gibbets available.
There is indeed. My 5-year-old girl was very excited about them, but not as excited as you.
13, 24, 10, when did you cave? Or are you on board the Croc train? Am I alone in this?
Toot toot.
I feel like I've discussed something quite magical.
We're talking about the disintegration of society as we know it by people just wearing Crocs everywhere out of the house with socks as well. And I just mentioned when you fall hard for a trend, and you are head over heels for your Crocs at the moment. So much so it's very difficult to pry them off your feet.
You know, I went down the same path as well with Birkenstocks.
You did,
I
I
felt
know.
really hard, didn't I? Extremely hard.
God.
You thought there's no getting that out, and all of a sudden, Crocs are on the side saying, hello there, big fella.
But
and
also,
I went, ooh.
once you commit to these relationships, you hold on for a very long time. Like, you still wear rusty T-shirts.
I know. I love hard. You know me. I love hard. Okay? I really love it hard.
Probably you need to learn when to let go of a clothing
It's
relationship.
all or nothing for me.
Isn't it?
It's all or nothing.
All right, let's go to Mariana from Marion. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, no. Am I reading this right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've caved.
Yes. Well done, Marianne. And isn't it just gorgeous? I don't want to sound naughty when I say this, but the Crocs make love to your feet, don't they?
Oh, look, I hate to admit it, but yeah, they're pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what colour are we sporting, and do you also have the gibbets?
I haven't been able to cross over to the gibbets. I feel like that's the kids' only thing for the moment, but I think I'm close. And bone.
Right,
Bone.
and bone. Okay.
I've got bone as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
They just go with everything.
Spot on.
Mariana, the gibbets should be a kids-only thing, but talk people through exactly what you're sporting on your feet in terms of gibbets at the moment.
Well, let's take a little look, shall we? So, of course, I've got the Nova Boy, and that's the newest in Nova gibbets.
Yep.
I've got a little love heart. I've got a little rubby ducky. I've got an alien, a peace sign, and I believe that is Stan from South Park.
Wow.
Wow, what a beautiful collection of gibbets. Oh, thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Nice.
Okay, let's go to Simon from Heckle. Good morning, Simon.
Good morning, Jodie. How are you?
God, you've been converted as well. This is like a cult. This is like Scientology for your feet at the moment. You're wearing them as well.
Yeah, definitely. I'm 47. I've only been converted for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Wore into my Christmas function at a fancy winery.
No.
Yeah, it was nice with socks because you got to dress, to the occasion. Had all my Christmas gibbets in. It was beautiful.
Awesome.
Christmas gibbets, Simon.
Can I just...
Oh, you have to. It's like a rubber cloud for your foot. You have to try them out, Jodie.
That is a great way to describe it.
Hazy is definitely on board there. He's on the right path,
If I know nothing else about Simon, I can gather enough information from that to say that Simon's the man. Okay. He is the man. Well done.
All right, well done to you, Simon, I think. Stacey from Morfett Vale. Oh, no. Can we stop? You're a Croc lover as well.
I am. I wear them everywhere. I've got them on my feet right now.
Of course you do.
Wow.
Of course you do, because you like it when your feet feel good.
Stacey, are you wearing them to work?
Yes, I do wear them to work.
Where do you work, Stacey?
Can you say your field?
I work in childcare, so all of my gibbets are like child-related. I've got some Barbie, some Moana, Toy Story for the kids.
That is
jealous. I want some Moana gibbets.
That's your favourite movie of all time.
Oh, my gosh.
Why don't you organise a gibbet exchange with Stacey?
Maybe you can do that. I'm sure there's a market we can trade gibbets.
Oh, it has to be.
Who knows?
Thanks so much, Stace. One more. Angela from Andrews Farm. Are you on the Croc train?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
there we go.
No. They are horrible. They look terrible, and no one over the age of 13 should be wearing them.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'll take that on board, Ant.
Do you have an alternative to Crocs, Angela?
No, I just wear Archers are pretty good.
Oh, yeah, they're not bad. Yeah.
But I tend to wear jersey shoes for work, so...
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a fully grown adult that you are, Angela. Well done.
Yeah.
Can I ask, Angela, have you actually tried them before?
I have, and I've found them slimy and they just look terrible. They didn't match with any of my clothing. They're definitely a in-the-house kind of shoe.
Thank you, Angela.
Okay.
Common sense has finally prevailed in this space. Thank
there
you.
you go. Well, that's 1 and 4. Okay?
Yeah.
That's 1 and 4.
Yeah. What are you trying to assemble, a Croc army?
I am trying to assemble a Croc army. I just said before, I'm driving the Croc train, need some passengers. 13, 24, 10, and maybe in particular, are you over 30 and really discovered Crocs at a late age? Because I'm telling you, when they first came out, I was so anti-Crocs.
Yes.
And now, I tell you, if I got married again, if me and Cara were just to redo it all, would I be wearing Crocs? Who knows? Who knows? You can't judge in this space because you guys wore thongs at your wedding.
That's true, but it was in Bali, so that's okay.
All right. Are you on board? Or maybe you really, really aggressively hate it. 13, 24, 10.
Also fancy thongs. They were Havaianas, thanks.
Oh, whoa. Must be nice.
I need to know. I need to know now.
I need to know. I need to know.
I need to know. What's in the news today? I need to know this.
Here's what you need to know.
What you need to know with Jody and Hazy.
Camera guy Josh has just come up with an outrageous Oscar fact. Please explain how Wicked the musical, how the banging tunes from there got beaten by what?
The film Amelia Perez has won Best Original Soundtrack, and it's really weird. I think Hazy's got a snippet of one of the songs.
Yeah, I do. Can you just explain what the film's actually about?
Yeah, sure. So it's about a cartel leader who's going into hiding, and to assist in that, he's having a sex change so that people don't know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a song about having a sex change.
Right.
Oh, what a predictable script, by the way. Listen to this song.
Hello, very nice to meet you. I'd like to know about sex change operation.
I see. Men to woman, or woman to men.
Man to woman.
From penis to vagina.
Fresh hits on Nova. That's won an Oscar.
It did.
And that beat Wicked.
Yeah, well, I don't even think Defying Gravity can compare to that song,
No,
obviously.
certainly not.
Wow. I'm going to be honest with you, Joes. It's hard to predict the winners and losers when it comes to the Oscars.
Yep.
I didn't see that one taking home a gong, but here we are.
Oh, do you know what's going to be in my head all day as I'm cruising around Channel 10? Penis to vagina.
That's good, isn't it? Hey, we need to talk about the cyclone.
Oh, yes.
Because this is absolutely threatening to derail the opening round of the AFL Thursday night. It's not going to happen. Brisbane hosting the Cats.
Are you calling it now?
Let's just call it now.
I think you called it about 7:10 this morning.
Because Andrew Dillon is refusing to call it.
Right.
He wants to call it in the moment.
Yeah.
But understandably, if you're a Geelong Cat or you're a Brisbane Lion, and if you're a fan of those teams, just make the decision right now, wouldn't you?
Yeah, sure. And then is it just a situation where they replay it in a couple of weeks when they get a chance?
Well, they've got a bye coming up. So
Gotcha.
both those sides have a bye coming up. I think it's round 3. They won't be playing, so just play there. Bit of a delayed start.
Sounds like my kids trying to get time off school already when they're like 4 weeks into the term.
Hey,
They've got to buy after 3 weeks.
Can we negotiate having the first day off school? Doesn't make sense, does it?
That seems ridiculous.
The Cyclone Watch has been issued for the first time since 1990. That seems outrageous as well, doesn't it?
And also the figures that they're talking, like 135 kilometres an hour, the winds, and also between 400 and 600 millimetres of rain.
That's wet weather footy, baby.
That's insane.
That is next level wet weather footy.
That is really gross.
One man who would have had to deal with all sorts of treacherous conditions because he played his football in Geelong as well. And did it so unbelievably well. 350 plus games, 5-time All-Australian, 3-time Premiership players, Tom Hawkins.
You just do it, folks. You just did all of that off the top of your head.
Yeah, I'm a footy nerd.
You didn't read that off a sheet of paper.
I'm a football nerd and I'm a big fan of Tom Hawkins. Who isn't? I'm only human. If you like football, I'll say this. You like or love Tom Hawkins.
Yeah, but you don't have to Rain Man it with the stats, do you?
Well, sometimes I can't remember my kid's birthday, but I know all stats about Tom Hawkins. That's a bit concerning, isn't it?
All right, you weirdo.
Producer Molly.
Can I just say, I don't like football, but I like Tom Hawkins. He's pretty.
He's pretty.
He is pretty.
He got dreamy eyes.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, Reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Inaloo or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.